All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hola, hola, hola. Welcome to Donde Es to Blame Your Brother. I'll explain that later. Welcome to Blame Your Brother. We are back once again, episode 148. And like we do every week, we are streaming the show live right now. Go to blameyourbrother.tv. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook Live, Periscope, however you want to get it. But come hang out with us as we record the show. We got a great group of people in the chat. We'd like you to be involved. So just remember that. Blame Your Brother. 3 of us come to you every week. I am 1/3 of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, the spiritual midget, and the dream killer. And I'm joined by this man who sits to the left of me. It's my brother. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? I am master of the 1 minute mile, the one and only LeBron safety pin.
And then we have this gentleman here who sits to the right of us, our longtime friend, John.
Hey, everybody. John here, a.k.a. Tico, the sole operator of the Disappointment Cannon, Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, that makes up the show. David, Lee, John, Blame Your Brother will entertain you for the next hour or so, so hang on. We have a lot to talk about, but we'll start the show like we always do. We offer room for apologies, retractions, omissions, anything we messed up on last week's episode. So like we do every week, we'll start with LeBron James himself. Lee, what have you got for last week?
I wrote down apologize for censor music, and that was aimed at you.
Okay.
I guess you were censoring your kids' music or something like that.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah, we're waiting for the apology. Anytime you're ready.
Oh, I'm going to apologize?
Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to. John, anything?
I can't think of anything.
Now, there was a technical snafu. More Libsyn needs to apologize for us, but I will explain it real quick. If you downloaded last week's episode quickly enough, I guess it was a 45-minute episode, we fixed it. I don't know what happened. I uploaded the file like we always do. It went through, but when I started listening, it was only 45 minutes long. So I've emailed them all week. I don't know if it's fixed or not. So you can always go directly to the website. That's where the actual version is. And apparently Apple Podcasts, but no one else. So sorry, you missed us talking about something at the end, Dear John. So, I apologize for that. Kind of out of my control, but things happen. That's
we'll take what we can get. Thank you.
Exactly.
That was very sincere.
All right. Well, there we go. That's it for that. So let's get started. So what's, John, anything happened this week? Anything good?
No, not really. Just working.
Yeah. I hear you, Lee. What about you?
I had a pretty boring week myself. So you know this concept called day drinking? There's this new thing called weekday drinking.
Okay.
It's where you mess up and you drink during the week.
Okay.
I'm not saying that I did that, but if I did, I would not suggest it.
I hear you.
Know?
Probably not.
It slows down the weekend. That's why.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
That's also called alcoholism in some other places of the world. But hey,
a small amount maybe.
Whatever you want to, whatever gets you through the night.
Has alcoholism really ever hurt anyone?
You may want to write that.
Yeah.
You may want to write that down for next week. But so anyways, well, okay. So Lee allegedly did what, day drinking during the week, whatever. Yeah, mine was a pretty slow week. We were not going to have an episode next week as far as I know. I don't know if you guys agreed to record now. Next week, I'm going to New York. I'm going to Niagara Falls for our family vacation. So obviously there will not be a next week, but I'm looking forward to that trip. Should be fun. I'll come back and tell you. Me and Lee had went to Niagara Falls, I don't know, when we were like, 11 and 9 or something like that. Whatever. I enjoyed it. What, you remember anything about it?
Yeah, I remember a lot about it. You have to like wear the suit and you get to go down there and walk in it and it looks like a horseshoe or whatever.
Really?
There's like a lot of touristy stuff where they sell you like colored rocks that have been run through a sander and, a lot of touristy like Niagara Falls. It's a place people go to elope. So I remember like our hotel, one of our hotel rooms had like a hot tub in the room. And I was like, what is that? Yeah, and I was like, they advertise. A lot of the places advertise like champagne hot tubs or something. I was like, Dad, we got to do that, man. We got to get the champagne hot tub. We didn't, but What do you think they actually
wait a
fill it
minute.
with champagne?
Bro, I don't remember any of this. So this
doesn't
is
surprise me.
fun to hear right here. So I'm not joking. Did we get in the hot tub?
No. What we did, we went to Canada. We ate at a
I remember that. Like
what is that? Denny's. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had Denny's in Canada. There was some like money exchange
Yeah.
problems. Then we came back to America.
It was right over the border.
I will tell you, I've been to Canada. I crossed the border to Canada not too long ago, and it was a completely different experience. When we were young, they were just like back and forth, just happy as could be, just waving you on. When I went over, like even the Canadian border guards were uptight. Like you know, it was all business. And then coming back, oh man, I thought they were gonna rip us out of the car. So let me tell the story. Okay,
go ahead.
So we went to the most northern point in Seattle. So it's the most eastern part of the continental United States. So we went to Maine, and we decided we were going to do the most western part. So we were there, and we noticed there was this thing where you could go to like Roosevelt's summer house in Canada. So we crossed over, and when you're there, you get to have high tea with, and they talk about Eleanor de Roosevelt or whatever. And when you're coming back, you have to like, you have to report any like things that you're bringing back or whatever. It's like export duties, taxes, all this. So we had bought some tea, and my wife was like sweating bullets and freaking out because she didn't want to get arrested for bringing tea illegally into the United States.
All right.
So like we pull up to the border guard, and it's this woman, and she's like, just like barking at us, like, blah, do you have anything to declare and stuff? And like my wife's like, I have tea. And
Is
like,
it for real?
for real.
Oh my
And like the lady just started laughing, like cracking up. I was like, we did it. We cracked the border patrol. And then she flagged us in. Fortunately, she didn't check the trunk because, we had all those tax-free illegal cigarettes in the back.
There you go. Huh. That's interesting.
But yeah, completely different experience when we were kids. I feel like they were just like, I don't even feel like there was border guards.
I don't feel there was either.
They were just out there waving,
Yeah, it was a different time, as someone said. That is for sure. So, unfortunately, my wife does not have her passport, so we're not going to be able to go to Canada. So, I mean, whatever.
You want me to fake you one?
I guess. She's
Can
got one.
expedite that stuff, man.
So it's
It'll
expired.
cost you a lot, but
Well, we can't get it in like 3 days, can we? I mean, I don't know about that, but we're planning on going as it goes right now, going to France for her birthday in October or around that time. And I was like, you need to get that passport now, because like if you don't get it now, there's a new thing, a new driver's license you're supposed to have if you fly. Are you aware of this?
no.
It's a new driver's license. It's like a universal driver's license or something, and it's got a star on it. And I heard this starting July 1st. If you don't have this special driver's license, you cannot fly. They will not let you on the plane. I mean, if you have a passport or the driver's license.
Anywhere or
anywhere
across?
No, anywhere. America. Flying from here to Denver, they won't let you on the plane. Now, this is weird to me.
Is it weird to you?
Okay, go ahead.
Is it really that weird to you?
Yeah, it's very.
Why is it weird to you?
It's a money grab, number one. There's no difference between the licenses besides the stupid star.
Okay, so you know what? Okay, the star makes you angry. You know what makes me angry is when I go to the airport and I have to take my belt off.
Okay.
I have to take my shoes off, right? I'm like emptying my pockets. And then I look over and there's the Easy Pass lane. And they're just waving those people through.
That's money.
Keep your shoes on. Keep your belt on.
Brother, that's just the...
That's what I'm saying, that you act surprised. And it's like,
but this
little
is
by
a
little,
state.
little by little, they erode your freedom. And you act so surprised.
Well, it's a private affair. You don't have to fly.
Dude, come on. You don't have to drive a car.
Right, you don't.
But it's going if you want to integrate with society.
Huh. Easy Pass is only $100 from the chat. So leave.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Since it's only $100, I'm going to post my Venmo in chat. You go ahead and send me $100. It's just $100. So I'll take that money. No problem.
But it's worth it. You make a lot of money. So to you, that's
I will be getting the Easy Pass soon because it does really make me angry.
So like me and John, that'd be like $10 to us. To you, it's $100. It's like you're like, whatever, bro.
Tell me why I got to take my shoes off. Tell me why I got to take my belt off.
Because you look like.
Why do I got to take my belt off?
You look like a bomber. Like I would be like that guy. Search him.
I wish I looked like a bomber. You know what people tell me all the time when I go out to the club and stuff?
Yeah.
They're like, you look like an undercover cop.
Really?
I get that a lot.
Huh.
Is that true? Do you think I look like an undercover cop? A little bit?
I think you could.
I could see it now that someone said it. I could see it.
That's not what you want to be looking like when you go to the club, right?
Yeah, no shit.
So what do you? I was thinking like we need to do like a BYB pod makeover, like a Queer Eye for the pod guys or something. You know,
you gotta stop wearing the shirts. Number one, bro.
Is it the plaid?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to wear then? Am I supposed to wear the stripes?
You can wear shirts like I do. T-shirts.
I'm not gonna wear a shirt, brother. T-shirts.
Yeah,
really?
They're it. I'll be wearing T-shirts to the day I die.
I need something else, brother. I need something more. You know.
Well, I don't know. If you dress up too good, like what kind of club are you going to? Like a music club?
Go to all of them, you know.
Okay,
I do like going to the disco sometimes.
I mean, if you walk in overdressed, something's up. You know.
I don't. How is it overdressed?
If you're wearing like a suit.
I'm not wearing no suit to the club, though.
You wear like a suit and like a tie, and you're gonna get in there and be like professional, man.
I mean, people do show up to those clubs like from a wedding party.
They would not think you were an undercover officer. They would think you were like a sugar daddy or something. So
I'm okay with sugar daddy. I'm not getting
then wear
sugar
a suit.
daddy.
Then wear a suit.
Oh, wear a suit?
Yeah.
Oh, so you saying I should wear a suit?
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
I don't know if I.
I'm just saying, would they think he's an undercover cop? He's wearing a suit.
No.
Like, come on. That's like no way.
Okay, so let me tell you.
You had a badge on your belt.
Just go all out.
Yeah, then
make it so obvious. It'd be like I'm not a cop.
Right.
Should I get a mustache going?
You wouldn't be undercover. You'd actually be an official cop.
I think I would get arrested.
Not if it's just a fake badge. What could they get you for?
Okay, so while we're talking about fashion in the clubs, I've got something else for you. So a couple of years ago, there was a Cinco de Mayo record release show.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a lot of. I live near like Nolensville Road. So there's a lot of like Western wear stores.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like the Hispanic population, you know, they have a certain style. So I went in there and I bought like a sports jacket and a shirt. And it's like very Hispanic culture.
Okay.
So I wore it to the record release show because it was Cinco de Mayo. And now I feel weird if I wear it anywhere else. So do you think I'm okay to wear that or no?
That's almost a Dear John right there. John, what do you think?
I think it depends on where he's going.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the way you describe it, man. I know this is going to be an apology for next week, but it's almost like your little witch's hat at the Renaissance fair, but on a cultural level instead of.
Oh man. You're cosplaying as a Hispanic man.
I mean, I don't think anyone would ever mistake me for Hispanic man.
No, you're cosplaying as a Hispanic man.
So that's really bad.
It's called cultural appropriation. So, I mean, you can call it whatever you want.
I bought it because I thought it looked cool.
But
once I had it on, I started seeing like when I'd wear it, my wife would roll her eyes at me. So I was like, something's got to be up, you know?
I have a Malcolm X hat. I've worn it on the podcast. There ain't no way I'm wearing that thing out in public. It just don't feel right to wear it in public.
I've seen you wear it in public.
I did wear it to a comic convention. I could just said it was the X-Men. So I had an out right there. But like to wear it out. So there was a Halloween party years ago I went to. And I had two different outfits I could have picked for that night. I could have went, I don't even remember what I was dressed as. But the second outfit I was thinking of, I was Kurt Cobain or something. The second outfit was going to be like a rapper dude. So I had like huge, like extra large Malcolm X. I was going to wear that, wear like some, I don't remember what I had, like a gold chain and all this stuff. Well, I go to the first party, white bread party,
People loved it.
Cheese. They didn't know who I was. Kurt Cobain? Who's that dude? But no, I didn't wear the rapper outfit. I wore the Kurt Cobain. I passed on the rapper outfit. So I got invited to another Halloween party. And this one was 97% black. And they had a turntable in the living room.
I like it.
DJ going. And I remember I sat down. They're playing. I knew like two people there. And so they were playing spades. So I sat down. You cannot hear anything. This music is so loud, okay? And this dude just looks at me and goes, "You're my partner." And I went, "Okay." And then, like, that's a nervous thing, man, because you're in this environment you don't know about. They're assuming it's kind of like if a white dude is in like a urban rec league center and it's just like one or two white guys. You're assuming those white guys are good, or they wouldn't be hanging out there playing.
If they're tall, maybe.
Okay, but whatever. They got some skill or some height or
maybe
something.
They're out there like dribbling through their legs, warming up and stuff.
So good, right? Well, I'm assuming this dude thinks I'm a good spade player, so now I've got to live up to his expectations. Now, I am a good spade player, but I may not be as good as he wants me to be. So all this is going in my head. We did pretty good. We kicked some butt at the table, but it was so. Anyways, as I've been saying, glad I did not pick the second outfit to wear because that would have been bad situation, brother. Well, I don't know. Either would have been like, man, you didn't dress up this year. I mean, I didn't.
No, that's not what you say. You've told this story on the podcast.
I know.
I would like to go back and compare the two.
It's exactly the same. So that's cultural appropriation.
So no, just give it to Goodwill is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, wear it for a Halloween outfit.
Wear it for next Cinco de Mayo.
There you go.
Just
So is it cultural appropriation when I wear it on Cinco de Mayo?
no, because it's like
Like a party.
It's
It's
you're
a
celebrating
celebration.
it.
Yeah.
So
Okay, it's good to know.
Okay.
I don't think I've worn it maybe one other time to a house party.
I mean, you can hang it like he's saying. You're hanging out with your friends. Who cares, man?
I don't
matter
think
then.
it's not really that bad. It's just Western wear.
They want you to wear it next episode.
I mean, I guess I could go grab it right now. If
How long
I
would it
really
take?
had to, just a minute.
Oh, it's up to you if you want to do it. I mean, it's only for the people in the chat. I don't
Okay,
know.
I'll post it on Twitter.
We should wear it for the show art this week.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, there we go. No, do not do that. That's fashion advice with Lee. Every week you should come to us with fashion questions.
Well, that's what I want. I want like someone to dress me that knows what they're doing.
T-shirt.
Not put in a t. I need a little bit more. I told you.
T-shirt.
I don't want boat. I don't want what are those frat boy shorts? Salmon. I don't want salmon shorts and boat.
is
shorts.
this like bro eye for the Lee guy?
Yeah, I'm not. That's good. I'm not going to dress you in that because I wouldn't dress in that. I would dress you as I dress. You know, get you a good pair of jeans. You know, stylish jeans, feel good, look good, kind of darker. Get you a nice solid black T-shirt, man. You're good to go. That's
I
style.
don't want to wear
or a solid white
T-shirts.
shirt, man. I think it's stylish as can be. I think that's the way to go.
Just the T-shirt. That's your advice.
I mean, I know you don't want graphic shirts, so
I don't even want a T-shirt though. I need something
try
more than a
it.
T-shirt.
Try it,
I've
man.
worn a black T-shirt before.
It's It's stylish everywhere you go. Any club you go to, you. Am I wrong on this, John?
It's a no fail.
Right.
Let's put
But
it
here's
that
the
way.
thing: like, if I don't feel comfortable, I'm not gonna have a good time. So that's why it's like I just blow it off. If I look like an undercover cop, good. Who cares?
Okay. If you're good with it.
But
So
I will
anyway.
get a badge. I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Well, yeah. Good luck with that. Cause who would you're gonna call who for bail money? Who was the first
Well,
person you would call?
I've asked my wife if she would bail me out, and she said no. Before.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So who would you
So
call?
I would. Here's the thing: I've always wondered about bail. They take your phone, right?
Yeah, they take
And they
everything.
don't let you use it. So I'm not calling anyone because I know no one's phone number. I'm calling the bail bondsman and being like, "Can you find my brother for me?"
Okay, here's a criminal justice tip. Now I worked at the police department for almost 20 years.
You've told me this before. I know this is the wait overnight.
Now here's the deal: if you get arrested for a misdemeanor, no serious felony, but just like a misdemeanor, which most people are probably going to get arrested for, you qualify for pretrial release. And so what pretrial release is they will let you out on their recognizance, and there's no bail money provided. But you have to have, so you got to have an active job, no prior offenses, and I think that's about it. And then they ask you some questions.
How do they know you have an active job?
I mean, they'll probably verify it, or
They call your boss.
I don't know. They
Yo,
would.
we got your boy down here at the slammer.
I sat in there with them. I guess they just asked. I guess they're assuming people are going to be honest. They still got to come to court. So I mean, whatever. But it was part of the questions they ask. And if you meet all those requirements, you get to go without paying. Now you do have to wait a little bit longer, obviously, because of the queue of people. Just depends. There's 3 people getting arrested. You wouldn't have to wait that long. But
Well, I would need to sober up, I'm sure.
So anyway,
So like,
you don't know anybody's number.
that. I don't.
I know John's number.
Well, good for you. Maybe you can call John to get bailed out. But so the chat's saying I should get their number tattooed on me. And I've actually thought about getting my wife's number because I feel like she's had the same number for a good
Please
solid
don't do
10
that.
years. And if she got another number, I could just get it tattooed with a line through it and then do the new one right above it.
Brother, don't ever get.
I feel like the number tattoo is actually legit.
You should never get anyone, I mean, your children as the lone exception, anyone else's information or name or picture on you.
Why?
I just think
I
it's
hear
a
what
bad
you're
idea,
saying, but
brother.
the number,
Many things can happen in life, okay?
I feel like the number is a good thing because
Maybe she leaves you, she's sick of your crap, and now you're walking around with this number of your
I just
ex
get a line
on-
through it.
That's dumb, dude.
Or maybe
John, come on.
Look, if I
yeah.
got arrested, I could call her and like still be like, "Hey, can you contact whoever?"
So she left you because you're a jerk or whatever in the story, and now you're going to call her up as you get arrested and go, "Hey, can you call someone to come bail me out?"
I
brother?
feel like,
I
look,
mean, that's
listen,
stupid, man.
Listen here, I feel like there are situations where someone would be like, "Never talk to me ever again," right? Probably. But most people would probably calm down after a year or two and be like, it's time to move on and we can be civil when we talk to each other.
That would be a nice reality that you're living in there. If that,
So you're telling me you don't know people that are divorced that are civil with each other, especially when kids are involved? Because think, if you have a kid and you divorce someone, you're still going to have to,
not a whole lot.
Unless you just drop the kid.
Civil? No, not that I'm aware of. Most of the time, I mean, you deal with each other, but that's not civil.
Robin's actually got a good idea. Maybe before I go out, just get a Sharpie, write a couple numbers down.
And even the better advice.
Maybe get a stencil.
You want the best advice? Don't get arrested. And now this is a reality. So
or maybe I should just remember the phone number.
That would not be a hard thing to do.
Right. Just don't get arrested.
Not get arrested?
How do you not remember your wife's phone number, bro? You say it's been the same number. Like, that's ridiculous. I know my brother-in-law's phone number, dude. Come on.
But how? I don't ever dial it. I never look at it. I just punch and contact phone.
Then use your memory to remember what buttons you push. It's in there somewhere.
No, I literally just clicking on contact. Do you actually still call people by their number?
No, but I still know their numbers.
How? How did you? What is the
brother? I know my first girlfriend's number. I remember our first number. I just was always good at remembering phone numbers.
I kind of remember our first phone number, but that's back when you had to turn.
I think I remember you guys' first phone number.
Go for it.
615.
Okay.
356. 8012.
That is one of them. That is one of them. Another one's 0782. Yeah, that's it.
0782s.
So anyway, that's weird. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. Anyways, just remember the freaking number. Don't get arrested. Okay. All right. Well, let's.
Is there something like? Is there a concept maybe we could have like pre-bond? There's like bail bondsmen. We could start like a pre-bond service, and like we go around to the bondsman and like. You register and we have all your contact information. Maybe you give us a little bit of money that we have. So if you
they do that.
The bondsman?
Yeah, they're down there 24/7.
But what I'm saying is like they call and we'd be like, if you ever get this, call. Like we have the phone numbers.
I'm saying they already do that. You're describing a service they do. They're down there like just camping out all night.
So, but like I can go to the bondsman right now and like leave them like a little slip of paper with my phone numbers, important phone numbers in case I ever get arrested.
Oh, we're giving them a list of people they can bond out in the future.
It's pre-bond.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Maybe like an app or something. I don't know.
I mean,
there's an idea there.
If you're using
you could just remember one person's number that will have all that stuff.
People getting bonded are not making the best life choices. Is all I'm saying. Okay,
True, but do you think they have enough sense to get essentially bond insurance? They're not going to sign up for that.
It would just be like a free app, and then if you need it, you end up having to pay or whatever.
Keep bouncing that around.
I'll figure it out.
All right.
I'll let you know.
News topics of the week. I didn't have one up there, but I started the show with the hola, because last night was the Democratic debate, the first one. I believe there was 20 people on stage. Now, honestly, I did not watch this. I have no interest. I would not watch any 20-person debate. That's stupid. I don't even understand why they're doing this. They should be breaking it up. But I guess some of the moment that stood out was Beto O'Rourke. They asked him a question, and he answered it in Spanish. And apparently his Spanish wasn't that great. It sounded like he had just learned it in school, is what I've read from different sources. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird move. But why are we having these debates? Why are we televising them with 20 people? There's 5 candidates. We know who they are. Why are the 15 other people up there? I couldn't even tell you 10 of them.
I can tell you why, but I read one of the candidates was mad because that he was going to do that.
Oh, really?
And he got like preempted. He's like, oh, got it first.
These people, this is bad.
But here's the thing. You bring 20 people in because you know those other 15 are not going to do a good job. So you look good when you school them. You look good because...
Of the 5?
Yeah.
No, why is the network showing us this, though? I mean, It's stupid. Why? I mean, I just don't understand it.
What do you mean you
I
don't
don't think there's
understand
any
it?
value to it. What is the value to this? What are we getting out of this? And isn't that the point of a political debate? Is to get something from it, to learn something?
I mean, what do you want? What do you, I don't understand. What's your problem with it?
It's just dumb.
Then don't watch it. Nobody else did.
I didn't watch it.
I don't think very many people did.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I mean, this is the media just wanting to treat this like a reality show.
Honestly,
at this point.
all political debates are kind of like last presidential election. It was all these accusations of people feeding people questions, and then Donald Trump got mad about Hillary Clinton having the questions, and it came out that he was being fed questions. So it's all staged anyway, man.
Why? Okay, then
Like,
why do
come
we
on.
even have those?
Because it's all theater, man. It's political theater.
So we watch two people debate. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're debating a topic, and the one we like better, we think, oh, that guy could be president.
It's not. I don't think so. I think people go in already knowing, and they like cheer for their favorite team. It's like Tom Brady throwing a football pass. Like, it's already rigged.
No.
You know the Patriots are going to win, but you're happy when they do anyway.
I get
when
that.
when Tom Brady does something good, you're happy.
But
when he's back in there inflating that ball in
that-
between the quarters,
you need
you
to
get
apologize.
excited.
You need to apologize for that because that's not been proven. But here's what I say: they say a lot of undecided voters watch these debates and then decide on it. Now, I just think that's
They said that the first televised debate was Nixon versus Kennedy, and the debates before that were all done via radio.
right.
And they said that Nixon was actually visibly sick
Yeah, he was.
that during that debate, and they say that he lost that election because of the debate, because of the way he looked.
He was sweaty, clammy, and then JFK looked like JFK. I mean, even if he wasn't sick, JFK versus Nixon.
Yeah,
I mean, the eye test does not lie on that one.
So this big last presidential election, Trump came out like he had just done a line of cocaine,
Yeah.
and he snorted the entire. Like, what? Nobody said anything about that.
No, they
It's a
did.
different day, man.
They did know. Everybody talked about it. I mean, that's why I
Did it
remember.
matter though? Like,
No.
no one like.
Because once again, I mean, he maybe had a cold. Who knows what was wrong with him, right? Maybe he took some cold medicine before he
Booger
went on
sugar.
stage. He got hyped up on it. I don't know, but
Took a little bump.
you're not going to vote for someone because they sniffled. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You're feeding into this nonsense just like they are because, I can talk better than you. And I'm the brightest minds sometimes
Brother,
are not
if-
the greatest speakers.
Listen, if you can't get on a mic for an hour without sniffing constantly, just cancel it, and we'll pick it up next week when you're feeling better, right?
It's not something they do with the debate, man.
can't
It's a
do
big
that.
deal.
would you come in here
Where-
on the podcast and sniff into a microphone for an
Yes,
hour and release it?
I have.
Nobody wants to listen to that.
But here's the thing: it'll make them look weak. Also, at the same time, though, if they postpone it, it's a whole show. It's a dog and pony show. Oh, he canceled. He can't hold up during the president. You don't think presidents get sick during
Didn't they
4
say
years?
something about him about being too old?
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that would have really been negative in his favor.
Maybe just don't do the cocaine before the debate.
But why?
Maybe that's what he should have done.
Why is Beto O'Rourke answering a question in Spanish? I mean, what?
You want to know why? Because there's a huge Spanish-speaking population that's going to be voting. That's
He's not
why.
Spanish, bro. He's not
He's
Hispanic.
trying to get the Spanish vote.
He's pandering.
Don't you understand these debates and these presidential campaigns have nothing to do with the platform that they're running on and what they believe, but just how many votes they can think they can get from people? Don't you understand that?
Okay, so who do you think is going to come out of this mess?
Obviously, Bernie Sanders is a prime candidate.
Okay.
Elizabeth Warren, Beto is one.
Okay.
I mean, those are probably the top three.
Biden?
I don't.
You
we'll
think?
see.
Wait,
We'll
you,
see.
Whoa, you think of you think one of those four is going to run for president against Trump?
Who else? Who do you have?
Biden.
One of the who's
the only option?
the fourth?
He's the only option.
If Biden is our only option, then we might as well just go ahead and drop a nuclear bomb on it because it's over.
John, I mean,
to those choices, Biden, yeah, he's going to be
The creepy
Democratic's
old
choice.
dude
brother, Elizabeth
sitting
Warren.
there changing tires with
The voters
girls?
they're not going to take her seriously for a number of reasons, okay? Beto O'Rourke, I mean, the name alone, Trump's going to roast this guy in the next week if they debate with each other. It's done,
Well,
man.
I guess it's going to have to be Bernie Sanders.
Can we write the jokes that he will say
Look,
with the name?
look.
He won't even call him Beto. He'll call him Betta every time.
That's-
He'll go, Beto.
pretty funny,
I guarantee you he
actually.
will. He'll keep calling him Betta.
Here's the thing.
And voters,
Bernie,
yeah, go ahead.
Bernie Jesus Sanders should have been on the ticket last year.
But
He wasn't.
And you don't.
And there's people say that like the DNC cheated, singled him out, made sure he wasn't, and he's already said this year that if he doesn't, he's going to go independent.
Okay, but do you think? Why do you think it would be any different than last time with Hillary for Biden being the same thing? They're going to pick the candidate that is their person, their inside person. They're not going to pick Bernie Sanders. Dude, they can't control them.
Bernie Sanders hasn't been staring over people's shoulder, kissing them on the ear on camera.
Brother, but
at ceremonies.
You got Trump. Another rape charge came out this week. You have Trump or Biden. So now it's like, well, he just hugs them and gives them a little peck on the cheek. This other guy is a rapist, so it's a.
I guess you're right. It doesn't matter. That's
right.
the point. It doesn't matter
You're right,
who
it
wins.
Doesn't. You're right.
Let's put Pee Wee Herman up there. Maybe he can do a better job.
He might. I will. I'm going to announce I'm running for president 2020. So
you got my vote automatically.
If you want to write my name in,
you're the third last person I would ever vote for, but you got my vote this time
because I'm better than Biden and Trump.
Yes.
So that I will be running. So just be looking for that, David 2020. I'm looking forward to it. And if the DNC wants to invite me or the RNC, I'll do either debate. I will win. Please feel free to do. I may send this clip to him. I mean, I would destroy every candidate up there. I would out Trump if he came at me with that nonsense. Because there's one thing. I'm a verbal assassin. Okay, I am. I can destroy anyone within an innate amount of time. So if anyone wants to invite me, I'm here, up for the taking. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
All right, what else we got in the news? We got a rip. We got to rip it up, boy. There's a death this week, and the death is Beth Chapman, the wife of Dog the Bounty Hunter, has passed away this week. She had throat cancer for a very long time. It was a painful and unfortunate way to go, and she was with her husband at the end. And, I mean, I'm sure you know Dog the Bounty Hunter. If you don't, he had a reality show. He's a bounty hunter. He didn't use guns. It's a long story, but he had a reality show, and she was on the show as his wife. Very prominent character, and a lot of people liked her. And so, anytime anyone dies, it's sad things. But they seem like good people to me, and I don't know. It kind of sucks. So, anyways, she's passed away. I mean, did you guys watch the show at all? Familiar with it? No.
I watched it all the time.
I did
brother.
too. I loved it, dude.
Do you think it was real?
I think it may have started out real. Who knows as it goes on, but I don't know.
There's a couple things I definitely remember from Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Okay.
The first one was, whether it was real or not, whatever, but at the end of every arrest, is that what you call it? Detaining? I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
After every detention, he would be cool with the people, and he'd be like, you got to turn your life around.
Right.
You're going to jail, but today's the first day. Let me give you a cigarette. Let me get you a water. Yeah. Get your life together. This is not the end. This is the beginning. So, positive message there. But I also remember they started toward the end. They started getting these pepper spray paintball guns.
Yeah.
And they would practice running into buildings and popping people with these pepper spray paintball pellets. And I've just never seen anything like that. Blew my mind.
So seemed like a good guy, and it's sad. He was there with his wife at the end. I guess that's one of the things you can hope for if that happens. So Lee, you want to send off Beth Chapman?
Rip Beth Chapman.
There we go. Rip Beth Chapman. Now we have another rip. We have another rest in peace. That is the scooters in downtown Nashville. That's right. The electric scooters are about to go bye-bye. The mayor has asked for the ban. The council now just has to vote it through. Council's pretty much pro-mayor, so I see this happening. So if you were familiar with the Bird scooter, the electric scooter downtown, you would rent these things, ride them around. And what happened is what people always do. They screwed it up for everyone. The idiots did. So there were videos.
I think it was just one guy.
No. Let me tell you some videos that came online. One guy had a child standing on his back in some kind of contraption.
I'm okay with that.
I'm talking a 4-year-old.
What is wrong with that?
No helmets. Over a bridge. Now, John, can we count how many sins are in this one thing alone?
A whole lot.
You're not supposed to have your kid on there. I saw many videos with kids in the front, kids in the back. And you're like, why not? Well, you're going 15 miles an hour down a hill with a kid. You wreck. What happens? He hits his head. He's dead. Okay? Or brain dead at least.
It's horrible. But I have a question. So have you seen bicycles with kid carriers on them?
Yes.
Is that any different?
It's supposed to be safer.
Why?
Because of the way that the carrier is designed in a way to to protect from impact.
Yeah, that's what you're. Yes.
Okay,
Impact.
so the other day I saw a kid on a motorcycle that was wearing a bicycle helmet.
No, sir. On the dad's back or something, or in the front?
I mean, she was riding on the bitch style on the motorcycle.
No way, bro. No way. That is so dangerous. That is
unreal. Is it literally illegal? Do we know though?
I don't know if it's illegal, but it's not well advised. I would say that.
So why are we okay with just anyone riding a motorcycle, anyone riding a scooter? Well, why does it escalate when you strap a kid?
Because a kid does not have a choice to make to do that. Adults have the choice to make to do it. They have a legal choice.
Makes a sense.
So my scooters are gone. I loved them. You know, I was there talking about it at the beginning. I was one of the first people in Nashville to use them. I loved them. That's probably because there wasn't many people, but now people. One guy got killed, and in society,
twice over the legal limit.
Oh yeah, his fault. No, his fault. He ran a light, got hit by a car, he died. But whenever death happens, overreaction from Democrats. That happens every time.
From Democrats.
Well, yeah, Briley's a big time Democrat.
Why does the political leanings have anything to do with overreactions?
Well, this is the only city where this has happened. Okay, so. Think about Briley, who is a super liberal.
I just can't believe you're turning it into a political situation.
John, am I wrong on this?
I mean, it's the nature of the beast, man. I mean,
it's just silly.
Look at
anyway. Okay, the Democrats are the reason the scooters are going away. Sure.
Yes. Okay. It is. I mean, no, there's no other way to put that. It's David Briley and the council, which is all Democrats.
It's only David Briley that wants the scooters gone.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what the Nashville mayor wants to ban electric scooters. That's literally the name of the headline we're looking at right now. Yes, he wrote the decree. So, bye-bye scooters. Go ahead. Rip the damn
scooters.
Oh, man. Love those things.
So what do you think's going to happen? So he's going to bring them back. He's already said in the memo, he said he wants to limit the number of companies, which is a good thing because right now there are like 50 million different scooter companies.
Okay, but
I just want one. Just give me one app.
Who picks 4?
Or two?
Who picks the 4 though? Who picks the 4?
Yeah, Nashville was going to get paid, so we.
I'm sure whoever chooses these, somebody's palm is getting greased.
You think Mr. Briley might get to pick those 4?
Did you see the thing that happened with Briley where?
Convenient.
So he gave like the teachers and the firefighter and the policeman a measly raise that he promised. But then for some reason, like he bought a bunch of land outside of Nashville. Did you see that?
Interesting.
Maybe his friends owned it. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. What's your take on that?
Interesting. How convenient is what I would say. He's gonna win. The election is coming up. He's gonna win because he's already there, and people are dumb, and they're just gonna show up and vote for him. But he is not well.
I don't think people like him.
He is not well liked by Metro employees.
I don't think he's liked by very many people.
I mean, I know police hate him, and the teachers hate him. So there's a couple people. We're trying to get one of the guys on the podcast. Actually, John Cooper is the guy running. A lot of people like him. You got Carol Swain paying people off at her events. So, I mean, that's one of the stories that I saw this week. So, Carol Swain is the Republican running in Nashville for mayor. And allegedly, she's boasting of these great crowds that show up at the events. They're really cheering her on. They're really energetic. What came out today, she's paying people $200 a pop to go down there and cheer.
I'd go down there for $200.
I would gladly go there for $200.
I'd hold a Carol Swain sign.
Carol Swain. I actually tweeted her today. If you listen, the offer still stands. You got 3 guys right now. We will be the loudest dudes in the room. I know I will. So if you want to pay me the $200, I love it. But yeah, so allegedly she did that. I mean, who really? Once again, is this really a story that she paid people to show up? I mean, is it
legal? I
mean, who even cares? Once again, it's for a debate. Who cares? I mean, what? So dumb. She must have a lot of money, though. I mean, to be throwing around on that nonsense. So anyway, so she's running. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, all that political stuff aside, rip my scooters. Jason said they'll be back. I'm sure they will. But
well, the point he said to limit here. I think limiting the number is a good thing because, like I said, there's too many apps, right? Like, if you're out with your friends, you just want to use one app to do the flock of scooters.
So you got Bird, Lime. You had the Lyft one. Uber's got one now. You got another company called like Jump or something.
I saw one today I'd never seen
another
before.
company. So I think there's 7, I believe.
Like
6 or
15,
7.
actually.
There may be more now.
But anyway, he wants to limit it so that it's easier to enforce, so that the companies that he bring in have to agree to enforcing the rules. Which I've been talking to a lot of people, like they say in Austin that you're not supposed to ride them on the streets.
Right.
You have to ride them on the sidewalk. But in Nashville, they specifically tell you to ride them in the streets. So
in certain areas, it's actually there's an ordinance about it. And so in downtown, pretty much, if there's a bike lane, you're supposed to ride in the bike lane.
That makes sense.
In downtown areas, it's like so close to a business, so many feet from a business, blah blah blah. Like they're right, you're supposed to be in the street. But in like areas where there's not a lot of business around or things like that, I mean, you're supposed to ride on the sidewalk. The ordinance says so. So I don't know, people, they don't really know the rules either. Officers were never going to enforce any of the rules as well. They've already said they didn't have the manpower to do it. So people just mess things up. That's what I take out of the story.
So I've also heard in Los Angeles they have ones with seats in them where you can sit down on them and scoot around.
Yeah.
So why stop there? We could do like trikes.
Do it all.
What would be the next step up? Maybe moped rentals?
Yeah, I think one of those big wheel, like tricycles. There is a dude in Nashville. I've been behind him when I left work. It has you know what I'm talking about, like the 8-foot front wheel, and they sit way on the top. I've seen that guy in town driving one of those around on the streets of Nashville. But if we had an electric one, that thing would be a hot seller with the hipsters.
I don't know, man. That seems so
the
dangerous.
The hipsters would
How do
love
you even
it.
get up on that thing? I've seen it one time.
I saw the guy get up on it and ride it. In front, he was like one car in front of me. It was crazy.
I'll tell you, one of the saddest things I've ever seen was in East Nashville. There was the guy that had the modified bike, like the 8-foot bike, and there's a girl that just had the dreamiest eyes following around, but she was like on a normal bike, and like he just like kind of climbed up on top of his 8-foot bike and started pedaling, and she kind of like sadly followed him. I was just like, oh. You could tell he wasn't really into her because he was a hipster.
He's a hipster, dude.
She was like a normal, but
Poor girl.
she was obviously in love, you know.
Yeah, God. Well, I don't feel sorry for her if that's her type. I mean, that's terrible. But if we had just imagine though. I think you take those things to East Nashville. They're electric, okay? You don't have to pedal to do it, and you get on there, and it's pretty much going to keep yourself up. That's a hot seller.
All right, well, go ahead. Get your welding torch out.
That's better than your Bond idea from earlier. That's like I got a money making idea. right there.
Start renting Segways.
Yeah.
Try those around town.
Let's do
Dude,
it.
so many hipsters would die.
Oh, that's fine. We're fine with that.
It's a win-win.
Not fine
It's
with
expected
that.
outcome. Yes. So, all right. Well, there we go. Rip scooters.
Rip scooters.
We got any other topics?
So I saw one that's kind of a serious topic though.
Okay.
I don't know how serious that you want to
Let's
get.
hit it. Let's go.
But this is something new coming out that is Alabama abortion laws have come out. So this woman in Alabama was pregnant and got into a fight with another woman, and the woman pulled out a gun and shot her in the stomach. And the police and the law are charging the pregnant woman with manslaughter because she got into an altercation while pregnant and got shot. So they're basically saying, like, this is your fault, and we're going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. And it's like there's like, the hierarchy. It's like men, fetuses, women, pregnant women. Like, the rights have just gone out. Like, what is your take on that? Because obviously there's already laws, like you can't do things that damage. Like if you're like drinking and you're pregnant in Alabama, they could evidently already prosecute you. But like getting shot in the stomach and then you get charged for manslaughter, that seems a bit extreme to me.
You want to start, John?
I mean, I think these laws are just over the top anyway. I'm not a pro proponent. I'm like, everybody, if you don't want those kids, go out and get abortion. That's not me. But these ultra strict laws against abortion, they need to go. I mean, we've said it before. Once you give a freedom, once you give something, you can't take it away.
But this is a woman who got shot, and they're charging her with manslaughter.
I
I know. I'm
He's
saying
saying
it's stupid.
It's no different. If you have a miscarriage, you can be investigated and see if you did it on purpose. Like, there's just women going around having miscarriages on purpose all the time, guys. Every time I hear a miscarriage story, they're like, yes, got rid of it. So dumb. What is wrong with these people? So they're investigating them. This near is not. Alabama, man, they think we're backwards. They think Tennessee's bad. Don't get me wrong. We're not great. We're better than Alabama because this is ridiculous. And if I was a woman and I get the rage, I get the frustration with it, I understand it. Like, don't get me wrong. If I was a woman, I felt like this was happening to me. Yeah, I'd be protesting. I would be speaking out against it. So I mean, I feel their struggle here, especially in Alabama. You have to do something if you're there. So I don't know. Wow, it's unfortunate. It's stupid. I don't even. I mean, it's federal law. I don't know how they're going against federal law. Federal law, Roe versus Wade, abortions are legal, and now states are. Haven't we already done this before? Didn't this end in the Civil War last time this happened? I mean,
once Trump became president, all the rules got thrown out because people realized like you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's been weird because like look at like Lyft came in and Lyft was like, there's obviously taxi laws and Lyft and Uber comes in. They're just like, who cares? We're just gonna do this anyway. And then they are, huge successful company. Marijuana, Colorado's like, we're just. Yeah. I mean, I guess California kind of was doing it medically for years, and that's a federal law, and they're just like, we're just going to do this, and then so like, the erosion of the federal law has precedent. So why wouldn't they?
I guess
let's put all those backwards people in Alabama. Then who cares? Let them secede from the union. Let's put Puerto Rico in. Let's tag team them out. Puerto Rico, come on in.
I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with it.
Alabama, you're just down there. Maybe get Florida to go with them a little bit.
But we'd probably be included in that. That's the unfortunate thing.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. We're doing some weird things.
Like Nashville would be like, Escape from New York or
we're
something.
doing weird things ourselves. Don't act like we're
like
not.
What? The online marriage
The online marriage thing is stupid. They're trying to get the abortion thing done here. I mean, they're working their way through it.
We do have Marsha Blackburn. So
there you go. Telecom's favorite.
So where do I just need to move to like Cali, Seattle?
I've thought about it, man.
Denver, what's up?
Denver seems like a pretty cool
Canada
city.
is too cold. I can't do Canada.
If I was going to move, Colorado would be like one of my top choices. It's like a cool state. It looks cool. I mean,
it looks cool.
It
cool
does
people.
It's like when you go up there, it looks like the world in HD. Like you see those skies, holy crap, dude. Like those skies don't look like that here. Like they're just so beautiful and breathtaking. It's the mountains. I really went up there a couple years ago and to see a friend, and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the place. I loved it. It was one of my favorite places I've been to. I mean, in the world. So, but I've thought about it, but you can't do that. You're gonna uproot your whole life, your family, your friends. That's a bold choice.
You could.
I guess you could. I guess we're women. Maybe we think differently about it.
One time I brought up to my wife moving to Switzerland. There's a job opportunity possibility.
And?
She was ready. She was packing her bags.
What happened?
It fell through. It wasn't.
You would have moved?
Why not? Seems kind of cool. Like, right?
Okay, tomorrow you get the offer. You're out?
It would be hard to say no, right?
Podcast.
Well, you have to find a third, brother.
Oh, that'd be unfortunate. So, all right, we'll see what happens.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen, so I wouldn't worry. So there's one more story.
All right.
There's one more story. I don't know if you saw this or not. We've talked about this quite a bit, the deep fakes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a website app company came out with an app called DeepNude.com.
Okay,
And
all right.
basically what it is you take a picture of any woman and you crop them out of the picture and you hit a button and it makes them nude. It uses they've scanned all these body parts in and it uses AI to construct a nude image. And like it was gaining popularity. And the interesting part was there's no man mode. You can't go
right, just
nude.
chicks.
So if you take a picture yourself, it puts women body parts on the men.
That's interesting.
So they said they were working on the man part, but anyway, they got so much slack they shut down the website. They turned off the app. They said the world is not ready for deep nude. I didn't know if you guys had heard about this.
I'm unfamiliar. So if you have the app, like you have it?
It is an app. And there's like a premium version so the free version, I don't know. I was reading on it today. It has like a watermark over it. I think some of the important parts have watermarks on it. But if you pay money, you get the fully unlocked. And the guy was saying, we're not upgrading anyone to premium, but if they have premium, it's out there. And like there's a huge backlash, like women being angry. Of
course,
this is pure exploitation.
This is very odd. This is very weird. I think so. Okay, let's say it says it's $50. Now, if this was a free app and everyone downloaded it, okay, I get it. Okay, it would turn into a bit, and then it would whatever. So these dudes have to pay $50. Okay, so you got to start looking at this individual who says, "I'm going to pay $50. I'm going to go get pictures of girls I know and then see them, quote unquote, nude." Okay. All right, whatever.
Or celebrities that, it works
Right,
from
whoever
images
you
from
want.
the internet as well.
I think these dudes need to be on a list somewhere. I think
Well,
we need to write their name down. They need to be on a list.
I agree, but here's what's even scary. I didn't even think about this. I was reading a Reddit post about it, and someone brought up the fact that was wondering if the app worked on underaged people.
I mean, it'd have to.
And what the legality surrounding that is. So, like, yeah, you could even do child porno with it, basically, which is a whole nother. And maybe that's why they shut it down. Who knows?
Yikes.
Maybe they hadn't thought about that. But yeah, like that opens a whole can of worms. But the idea is like this is like a Pandora's box. It's not like if. And some people even said the app really wasn't real. This is just like a story people are creating for
Does
something.
anyone have it that we know about?
I don't know anyone that has it. I just read about
I
today.
mean,
in
if
a
you
website.
had it, would you? I mean, how many people would you tell?
Oh, I don't mean. But is there any? Has anyone shared the app with a reporter or
I've
something,
seen
like
some
anonymously?
images,
You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
it's you could do that stuff with Photoshop.
okay.
But
So
I mean, they were like censored out.
It's gone.
It was
We
all
could-
from news media.
we couldn't go there today and
No,
verify.
If you
it
go to
exists.
DeepNude.com, it says file not found. So the website's like shut down.
Maybe this isn't real. It seems a little bit.
But okay,
unreal.
let's say that it's not real. That's kind of scary too. That people are just creating this news story at the same time, isn't it? It's got to be a reason they're doing that too.
I guess to test the waters. I don't know. Do you think this is going to be like a reality one day? It's very
Oh,
soon.
well, that's the other thing people were saying. Like, this is just the iceberg. Like, once they have the VR and then they have the AI integrated with the VR, you can
have anybody in your world you want.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
wow, that's crazy. Man.
There's a video I saw recently. It's Cardi B. She's on I forget which talk show it is, but they did a deep fake of Will Smith's face. And I mean, note for note, lip movements and everything. But it's Cardi B talking, but it looks like Will Smith, but wearing her clothes and everything. They just got his face.
Yeah, they've got. I saw that the other day. All you need is one picture to do that too.
Yeah, and it's like and it looked legit. I mean, it looked really well done, and to have that kind of technology right now. I mean, whether or not how accurate this nude version would be,
right.
But the premise out there is you could have a moving video of someone that's completely naked if you really wanted to furnish that.
Yeah. So Rusty says it is not a fake. It has been reported across multiple sites that reported it and tested it. So
well, I mean, the technology's only get better, right? Like they said in the articles I read that if you look closely, you could see, it was
but
like
couldn't you just do this with Photoshop anyway?
Yeah, but the app is instant. Like you just
Yeah.
take a picture. So like think of like Snapchat.
Yeah.
Like you could even do it augmented real time. So you could just be walking around just what would you look like nude? Boom.
So when we talk about the virtual reality, if that becomes a real thing, that's going to be an entire new world that really I don't think we're going to be too involved in as older people, but the younger generation, there's going to be a lot of questions. There's actually an episode of Black Mirror. There's new episodes out, and one of the episodes is basically about these two guys, Smash Bros. These two guys, and in the video game, they become video game characters, and one's a man and one's a woman, and they end up having like a relationship in the video game. So then that starts
the one with Anthony Mackie's in it.
Yeah. So then it asks questions like, well, I mean, what is that? Like,
but I mean, we're like the
what
world's
is it,
already
though?
going toward fluid gender anyway.
Right.
So isn't that just a natural extension?
I guess
Why does it
would be.
matter?
I mean, who are you? I mean, yeah.
So virtual reality just sets ourselves free. Like
so then you can be whoever you want.
Yeah.
And so everyone will be like pansexual,
right?
Everything. You won't know. I mean, you'll meet someone you have no idea. It could be anybody in the world, which I don't know. That's weird. That's gonna have to be. That's going to be policed because
when it gets to that point, I mean, there's going to be if there's regular relationships. It's going to come to a point because that it's almost going to dissolve. It's going to be really hard to have a real relationship.
Yeah, I would agree. And then what about pedophiles? Can they have sex with kids in the virtual reality world, or can you murder people in this world? I mean, where does it stop?
Well, murder is allowed in video games, but the child porno is not. So I would assume that would still be a hard line. Murder is okay.
Yeah.
Child pedo, never.
That's weird. It
is kind of weird, but it is what it is.
All right. Well, that will be interesting to see when that happens. All right. So there we go. DeepNude app. Weird. All right. Do we have a Dear John this week? All right. So everyone's favorite segment on the internet, it's Dear John.
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right, Lee's got a question someone sent in. John will answer it. Away we go.
This one comes in. Dear John, my best friend of 30 years, Samantha, and her husband decided not to have children. They love their dogs and cats. She recently adopted a 7-year-old rescue dog and changed the dog's name to Abby. Abby is my daughter's name. When I asked Samantha why she changed the dog's name, she said it's because no one in her family has that name. I am hurt that she would name her dog after my daughter, so much that I no longer wish to speak to her. How do I get past this? From in the doghouse.
It's a dog. Oh my gosh. I think you're overreacting. It is a little odd that she chose your daughter's name. I do agree with that, but I mean, if they're really that good of friends, then you shouldn't let it slide. I mean, it's a dog. I mean, it is odd. I agree. It is very odd that she chose your daughter's name. Just doesn't feel from this letter that. I mean, how close are you to this person now? Just because you've known somebody for 30 years doesn't mean that you're super close. And so that brings
John, come on.
I've known him for 30 years, but
It says
I don't mess
my
with him.
best friend of 30 years.
Oh, okay, the best friend part. I mean, it's weird, but I mean, I wouldn't stop
Passive-aggressive.
being.
It's passive aggressive, right? What if you had a best friend that named their dog John?
I'd probably think it was funny.
Okay, what if they named their dog Asher?
I'd be like, I'd be inquisitive. I'd be like, why'd you come up with that name?
I like
No
the
one in
name.
my family has that name.
I like the name. Yeah, no, I'm not letting that die. Now, you may let that die, brother. But I'm not. Now, my daughter's name is Abby, which is weird. But I know I don't have a best friend, or my wife has a name Samantha, so it's not her writing in. But I would go, this is not going to stand. Like, you're going to change the dog's name because it's just weird and it's not right, okay? I have a child with this name. You're naming the dog. Pick another one of your favorite names. Why do you got to pick that one? There's 1,000 different. You're saying you would let this slide. Like, if I kept coming over with a dog, now I have no kids, okay, in the story. I'd be like, hey, this is Asher, everybody. Like,
Well, I mean, my defense would be, okay, we've been friends this long. I thought we were like family. So by extension, there is an Abby in your family.
So what if
you
I
should
named
change
my
your
son
name.
Asher? Like, I had a son and I named it Asher. You wouldn't be like, bro, why'd you name your...
yes, I would. I would think that's weird. Well,
Or what
I
if I had a
wouldn't-
son and had two sons named him Jake and Nick?
that would be weird. I would have questions.
Well, I mean, our daughters have the same middle name.
Rose, but
Not
that's
so-
kind of a
not so
common.
weird.
Yeah, that's not that weird. But
It's
like,
a middle name.
right.
Okay, here's what you do. You don't break up the friendship. You escalate it, but you give the dog a weird name like Buttface, and you get real friendly with the dog, and you start giving it treats to respond to Buttface, and you just always call it Buttface. You go down to PetSmart and get a little collar printed out that says Buttface. Every Christmas, you get like toys, and you get it embroidered with Buttface or whatever the name you come up with, and you just make it a point, and it's got to be a really dumb name for a dog too, and you just keep calling the dog that until it starts responding to it.
But it's not your
Perfect.
dog.
It doesn't matter.
That's not how dogs work.
Yes, it is.
Oh, brother. Look here. The final question is, how do I get past this? And if you want to be friends with her, you need. I know it's uncomfortable.
I mean, does it say, did she talk to them about it yet? Or is it just,
She doesn't even want to talk to her. She
well,
can't.
that's the first thing.
You
I
gotta-
no longer
it's
wish to speak to
uncomfortable,
her.
but you got to have that conversation. If you're a good friend.
I mean, if the dog had a name for that long and you changed it after all this time to that name,
yeah.
I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility to ask her to change it back.
Well, there you go. Talk to her. That's your freaking advice. That's
Yeah.
Dear John.
Poor John, since we've sung last song, dear John.
All right, that's Dear John. If you want to send in a question, you can go to our website. You can also hit us up on social media. So, well, that's it, guys. That's the episode for this week. We are done, and that's another one in the books. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And we always encourage you to go to our website, blameyourbro.com, blameyourbro.com. It's got all the past episodes on it. It's got all of our social media links. It's got ways to grab the podcast. There's an Amazon link. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, please use that link on the website. So basically, you log on the internet, you go to blameyourbro.com, click on that link. It takes you to Amazon, buy a bunch of things. We get kickback on it, and it helps us out. So If you can remember to do that, it would help us quite a bit. You can buy one of the Blame Your Brother shirts. Very fashionable, very comfortable. You'll love it. And don't forget, we are streamed by 2 great internet radio stations. Radio Vegas Rocks. They stream us every Thursday. If you go to radiovegas.rocks, they also have an app. You can look it up, Radio Vegas Rocks. We're streamed there Thursday. And on Friday, we're on Coming Right Up. If you go to comingrightup.org, it's a website. Great programs are on both. Go check it out. Go listen to our shows there and let them know that, hey, you heard about them on the podcast here if you check them out. And then, like I said, if you want to email John, email us. There's an email form there. You fill it out. It shoots the email straight to us. It's all anonymous. We won't know who sent it, so that you can put whatever name you want, your real name, however you want to do it. And if you get really bold, there is a voicemail button. You can click on that, record us a voicemail. We'll play it on the show. We would love to hear those. So think about it. Do it if you got something to say. That's about it. So website, blameyobro.com. Go subscribe, go rate us, review us, whatever the options are, do it. It helps the show out. And I guess with all that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Sorry?
This must never be seen by anyone.
You want me to play it again?
Has anybody seen this?
Nobody has seen this.
They have to be found and talked to.
It's time for the bonus content that everyone wants.
Welcome to Memory of the Week. Today is Thursday, June 27th, the 178th day of 2019. There are 187 days of the year. On June 27, 1991, Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, the first black justice to sit on the nation's highest court, announced his retirement. His departure led to the contentious nomination of Clarence Thomas to succeed him. That is today's Memory of the Week. David, John, and Lee, back to you.
Ronald Reagan, the actor?